Our next speech will be Gene Bailey. He serves as a Healthy Neighborhoods Office Manager for the City of Columbus in the Columbus Public Health. He has served in various capacities to build, organize, and empower the neighborhoods of Columbus for the past 23 years. In fact, I remember when I first started for the city, I went to a meeting and you were there. I don't know if you remember that or not, but I do remember you from that. So, he is going to speak with us with this speech title, and I believe it's speech number 2, 5 to 7 minutes. Who is my neighbor? Changing your world through neighborhood associations. Let's welcome Gene Bailey.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, good evening. Who is my neighbor? Changing your world through neighborhood associations. How have the citizens of Columbus, Ohio answered this question over the last 40 years? Who is my neighbor? Never doubt that a small group of committed people can change the world. In fact, it's the only thing it ever has. That was Margaret Mead. In the City of Columbus, we have various types of neighborhood organizations, or we call them neighborhood associations. We have area commissions, we have civic associations, and we have architectural review commissions. I'm going to focus in tonight on the third form called civic associations. But the previous two, area commissions and architectural review commissions, are a part of Columbus City government. They're quasi-governmental. The area commissions are formed by City Code, Chapter 3109 of the City Code, and the code, or the city law, establishes the functions, the duties, the purpose, and the membership of area commissions. The focus is on advisory. They are an advisory body. So are the architecture review commissions, which focus on historic preservation, preserving the historical aspects of a property. So how do we form civic associations? Civic associations, which I mentioned are the third form, are private organizations, and there are over 300 of them in the City of Columbus. They form at the choice of citizenry. They form their membership, their boundaries, and their duties at the whim of our citizenry. There are 10 key elements in forming a civic association. Number one, you want to ask yourself the question, or ask yourself the right questions. Number two, you want to know your neighborhood and its needs. 3, you want to define your neighborhood. 4, you want to build coalitions within your neighborhood. 5, you want to identify action issues. 6, you want to develop a plan. 7, you want to get people involved. 8, you want to determine your status. 9, you want to focus on fundraising. And 10, you want to take the offense. Number 1, ask the right questions. Questions like, why do we want to organize? How do we want to improve our neighborhood? What issues are in our neighborhood that need to be addressed? What type of potential leadership is in our neighborhood? And what kind of resources do we have to fulfill the goals that we will form in the next couple steps coming up? Number 2, get to know your neighborhood and its needs. Now, this is a very crucial step because this step, all the other steps hinge upon what you do in this step. And number 1, to get to know your neighborhood and its needs, is to canvass your neighborhood. Talk to people on the problem, find out what problems annoy you, find out what are the issues impacting your particular neighborhood. And number three, find out what are the interests of the residents. Look at the physical aspects of the community. Are there vacant lots? What are the recreational needs of the community? And then what is the overall attitude of that particular community? You also, in canvassing the neighborhood, are going to identify or look for neighborhood leaders that are going to help you articulate your plan. Number three, define your neighborhood. What are the boundaries, natural boundaries, man-made boundaries that make up your area? For example, where we stand now in the Near East is roughly bounded by I-670 on the north, 70 on the south, 71 on the west, and Allen Creek on the east. You want to build coalitions. Number four, find out the existing neighborhood organizations in your neighborhood and seek to work with them, not against them, so you're not duplicating efforts. And you want to build a broad-based support for your association. Number five, identify action issues. This is going to be very key as you begin to develop your plan. Contact the leaders that you canvassed earlier in their survey, have a meeting with them individually, and share with them what you learned as you canvassed that community, and together choose an issue that you can tackle first. An issue that is neighborhood-wide, an issue that can be easily handled or easily accomplished. Number six, develop your plan. You want to develop your plan, and within your plan, you're going to have a vision statement, mission statement, goals, and objectives. You're going to have a vision statement. That vision statement is going to share where you want to go. And it's going to look like this. For example, the neighborhood in which we stand here now, the Old Town East neighborhood, has a vision statement that goes something similar to this. We see a community that looks like this, with clean streets, with manicured lawns. We see a community. You're going to have a mission statement. The mission statement is going to develop your purpose or share why do you want to organize. Then you want to develop your goals, your short-range goals, mid-range goals, long-range goals. Short-range goals that will be anywhere from 30 days to a year, mid-range a year to 2 years, and the long-range goals 2 to 5 years. And then move right into your action plan. Number seven, get people involved. Set a date for your general neighborhood-wide meeting. It could be at a church, it could be at a community hall, it could be at a library. And then you want to publicize that meeting in a local newspaper, in your newsletter, door-to-door, flyers, and also now with our social media, Facebook, Twitter, to get people out. And at the meeting, what are you going to do? At the meeting, you're going to share with them, again, going back to step number 2, canvassing your neighborhood. You're going to share with them, what did you find out? What are the issues? What are the interests of the community? And how can we tackle these issues together? You want to also always solicit volunteers. Always solicit help at the meeting. You want to conclude the meeting with a specific time to reconvene, and you want to begin to set up regular meeting dates to meet on a regular basis. Number 8, quickly, is develop your status. Determine if you want to become a legal entity, and that is a 501c3 or C4, or if you want to incorporate your organization. 9 is fundraising. We all need resources to continue, and there are a variety of resources such as charities, churches, and foundations, such as state and local, to develop your resources. In conclusion, through involvement in your neighborhood association, you can fulfill Gandhi's mission, and that is be the change that you want to see in the world. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Jean. As I mentioned, I exercise. My exercise often is jogging around my neighborhood.